deflection high from range. Big deflection. Going in home. It's two for Messi. Back to Messi. Messi!
Because I don't believe we will get another Messi because he's special. Everything is special about him.
What would happen if Messi lifted the World Cup one more time? It almost feels impossible to picture.
Great stop. Martinez is punching the air again. Montiel. Argentina, champions of the world. Again, at last.
Winning the World Cup even once is enough to put a player among the greatest in football history. It's more than just another trophy. It's the biggest prize the sport has to offer. It goes to the team that survives the toughest month in football. The margins are tiny, the pressure never stops, and every mistake can end your run. Every opponent has spent years getting ready for that moment. Since the tournament only comes around every 4 years, winning it twice in a row is one of the hardest achievements in sports. Only 2 teams have ever managed it.
Difference. Messi flying forward. Lionel Messi! He transcends time!
Italy in 1934 and 1938, and Brazil in 1958 and 1962. The last time it happened was more than 60 years ago. Modern football makes repeating even harder. The first challenge is the 4-year gap. In club football, teams can rebuild every summer by signing new players or changing tactics. International football doesn't work that way. You're limited to the same player pool. Teams spend very little time together, and by the next World Cup, key players are often older, dealing with injuries, or past their peak. It usually takes a rare golden generation to have a real chance, and once you've already won, every opponent knows exactly what to expect. Every part of the way you play gets broken down, analyzed, and planned for. The tactics that once surprised opponents quickly become familiar. Spain is a perfect example. They won the World Cup in 2010, ruled international football for years, and then were eliminated in the group stage just 4 years later. Germany followed the same path after winning in 2014, only to exit in the group stage in 2018. France came incredibly close in 2022, but even with one of the strongest squads in the world, they couldn't defend their title. The modern game is quicker, better organized, and far more demanding than ever before. Top players are stretched to their limits, with many playing 60 or more matches each season and getting very little time to recover. Recovery periods keep shrinking, injuries become more common, and the physical and mental strain keeps growing. On top of that, the World Cup is expanding with more teams and more matches. That extra workload can make all the difference in a tournament where one difficult half can end your entire campaign. That's why the idea of Messi leading Argentina to another World Cup title seems almost impossible. But could anything ever surpass what Messi accomplished in 2022? He entered that World Cup carrying enormous expectations. The pressure was a little lighter because he had already helped Argentina win the Copa America the year before. That victory gave him some relief, but everyone knew the World Cup meant something even bigger.
Messi! He's only gone and done it again. 1,000 games, and still he excels.
After all, the memories were still there. Argentina lost the 2014 final, then were eliminated by France in the round of 16 inches 2018. The comparisons to Maradona never disappeared. By 2022, Messi wasn't only trying to win football's biggest prize for Argentina, he was also trying to put an end to a debate that had followed him from the first day he wore the national team shirt. At 35 years old, he understood this was likely his final chance to lift the World Cup. Argentina arrived as one of the favorites, but one question was everywhere. Could Messi finally win the trophy that had slipped away for so many years? The tournament got off to a shocking start when Argentina suffered a 2-1 defeat to Saudi Arabia, one of the biggest upsets in World Cup history.
Oh, and that's a brilliant effort, and they've turned it right around.
Argentina's 3-6 match unbeaten streak was over, but neither Messi nor the team lost confidence. After the defeat, Messi spoke directly to the fans and asked them to keep believing in the squad. From that moment on, he produced one of the greatest individual World Cup performances the tournament has ever seen. His goal against Mexico became one of the most important goals of his entire career. With Argentina under huge pressure, Messi completely changed the match. In the round of 16 against Australia, he scored a brilliant goal, his first ever in a World Cup knockout match, as Argentina claimed a 2-1 victory. Then came the quarterfinal against the Netherlands. Messi delivered an incredible no-look assist, calmly converted a penalty during the match, and confidently scored again in the penalty shootout to send Argentina through. In the semi-final against Croatia, he scored another penalty before beating one of the tournament's top defenders, Gvardiol, with an unforgettable dribble. Messi had now scored 5 goals, and Argentina had reached the World Cup final. What followed was pure drama, in a match many people consider the greatest World Cup final ever.
For a beautiful pass, it's a wonderful Argentina goal. Molina pounce.
Messi opened the scoring from the penalty spot, and Argentina soon doubled their lead. At 2-0, it looked like the trophy was already theirs. Then everything changed. France fought back, with Mbappe scoring twice in just 2 minutes to level the match. The final suddenly turned into a battle that neither team was willing to lose. In extra time, Messi struck again in the 108th minute to restore Argentina's lead at 3-2, but Mbappe completed his hat trick to make it 3-3, sending the final to a penalty shootout. Messi calmly converted his penalty, and Argentina secured the title with key saves from Emi Martinez. Argentina were world champions again, and Messi had finally completed his football journey. He finished the tournament with 7 goals, 3 assists, 5 Player of the Match awards, and the Golden Ball as the tournament's best player, becoming the first footballer to win that award twice. Some people try to reduce his campaign to penalties alone, but that ignores everything else he produced throughout the tournament. The moment Messi lifted the World Cup trophy, everything changed. Years of pressure disappeared. The endless debates about his place in football history, including the comparisons with Maradona, suddenly became much quieter. After carrying those expectations for so long, he finally had the achievement that many believed was missing. That could be one reason he's still playing instead of retiring. It doesn't feel like he's chasing a legacy anymore. For many fans and analysts, his place among the greatest players in history is already secure. Now, it seems like he's simply enjoying football, embracing the competition, and believing in the talented group around him. Argentina's national team is loaded with quality across the pitch.
Messi held up by Gvardiol. Messi away from Gvardiol. Argentina all but in the final.
Nearly every position is filled by players ready to fight for every result, all guided by Lionel Scaloni, the manager who transformed the team into one of the strongest in the world. For the first time in years, Argentina have shown they can still perform at the highest level even when Messi isn't on the field, and the 2024 Copa America highlighted that depth. It also marked an incredible run for the national team, with back-to-back Copa America titles and a World Cup triumph in between, one of the most successful stretches in the country's history. Some fans would say that kind of success doesn't get any better. It's incredible how much both Messi's legacy and Argentina's international reputation have changed over the last few years. They were once known as a team that kept falling short in the biggest finals. People called them chokers and questioned whether they could ever get over the line. After the 2014 World Cup final, the Copa America heartbreaks in 2015 and 2016, and the 2018 World Cup exit, many believed Messi's chance at international glory had slipped away.
A heartbeat.
Now the story looks completely different. Messi has built a collection of major international trophies to match the painful finals he once lost. It's one of the biggest turnarounds football has seen. Messi deserves enormous credit. He produced one of the greatest World Cup campaigns in history, and reducing that performance to penalties alone ignores everything else he did throughout the tournament. His impact went far beyond the score sheet. At the same time, Lionel Scaloni deserves just as much recognition. His work with Argentina completely changed the direction of the national team. A great manager can make the difference between a talented squad and a championship-winning one. Argentina never lacked world-class players in previous years. The talent was always there, but turning that talent into a united, winning team was the challenge Scaloni managed to solve. Take the 2010 World Cup in South Africa as an example. Argentina had plenty of attacking talent. Higuain, despite all the jokes that came later, was an outstanding striker at club level. Carlos Tevez was one of the Premier League's most dangerous forwards. Angel Di Maria was an exciting young star, and the squad also included players like Demichelis and Otamendi. It wasn't the strongest team at the tournament because the midfield and defense weren't at the same level as the attack, but it was still a squad with enough quality to compete with anyone. The biggest issue was the manager, Diego Maradona. Being one of the greatest footballers of all time doesn't automatically make someone a great coach. Maradona's influence as a player was legendary, but many observers felt his team lacked clear structure and organization during that World Cup. Argentina reached the quarterfinals with individual brilliance playing a major role along the way. But when they faced a top side in Germany, they were beaten 4-0, exposing the gap between individual talent and a well-drilled team. After that tournament, Maradona left the role and Sergio Batista took over for the 2011 Copa America. But Argentina still couldn't find the stability they were looking for. Argentina's 2011 Copa America didn't go as planned. They opened the tournament with a draw against Bolivia, then played out a scoreless draw with Colombia. After that, they were knocked out by Uruguay in the quarterfinals, and Batista was dismissed soon afterward. Things improved under Alejandro Sabella. He brought much more balance to the team, especially in defense, and Argentina made an impressive run all the way to the 2014 World Cup final. But the periods under Gerardo Martino and Jorge Sampaoli showed once again that talent by itself isn't enough to win major tournaments. That's one reason Sabella deserves more recognition. Other managers prove that having Messi in your squad doesn't automatically guarantee trophies. A player of his quality can carry a team a long way, but winning the biggest prizes also requires the right teammates, a clear system, and strong leadership from the bench. In the 2014 World Cup final, Argentina needed a little more support around Messi, and it never quite came together. Many fans still believe Angel Di Maria could have made a huge difference if he had been available. His absence remains one of the biggest talking points from that final, with reports at the time suggesting Real Madrid preferred that he avoid taking additional injury risks before his transfer. Messi has always needed more than individual brilliance to win the biggest prizes. He needed the right teammates and the right manager, and that's exactly where this Argentina team stands out. When Lionel Scaloni took over, the national team was searching for a new direction. After another disappointing World Cup campaign, Argentina and Jorge Sampaoli parted ways. Expectations had been high, but the team often looked disorganized and short of confidence. At the time, many people believed it marked the end of Messi's era. The conversation had already started shifting toward the next generation, with Kylian Mbappe often presented as football's future. That discussion changed dramatically after the 2022 World Cup, but before then, Argentina clearly needed a fresh start. Scaloni wasn't the obvious choice. He had worked as one of Sampaoli's assistants, but had never managed a senior team before. Many voices in the Argentine media questioned the appointment. Instead, Scaloni quickly proved he had a clear vision. His 4-4-2 system gave the team balance, surrounded Messi with energetic, hard-working players, and allowed him to focus on creating chances while conserving energy without the ball. Messi still works hard without the ball, but it's much easier when players like Rodrigo de Paul, Alexis Mac Allister, and Nahuel Molina are doing so much of the running around him. That balance helped turn Argentina into one of the toughest defensive teams in international football. A perfect example came in the 2021 Copa America final against Brazil. Argentina won 1-0 at the Maracanã, beating Brazil on their own home ground to lift a major trophy. That achievement is even more remarkable when you consider the pressure surrounding the team at the time. Before that night, Argentina had gone 28 years without winning a major title. Years of disappointment had created enormous expectations, and both Messi and the squad carried that weight into the final. Brazil also had a squad filled with world-class talent, led by Neymar at the peak of his powers, making the challenge even greater. That victory changed everything. It gave the team belief and became the foundation for one of the most successful periods in Argentina's history. If the result had gone the other way, the story might have looked very different. There were even questions about whether Messi would continue with the national team or whether Scaloni's future would have come under serious pressure. Instead, Argentina defeated their biggest rivals in Brazil's own stadium. It was an emotional and historic moment, and celebrations spread across the entire country. That victory changed the mood around the national team. Angel Di Maria made the difference in the final with a brilliant chipped finish, a goal that reminded many fans of the one he scored against Brazil in the Olympic Games. Messi wasn't at his best in that match, which made Di Maria's contribution even more important and showed how much stronger the team had become as a whole. That triumph belonged to more than just Messi. It was also a reflection of Scaloni's work. The squad looked united, confident, and committed to the same plan. Compared with the group that struggled at the 2018 World Cup, the difference just a few years later was remarkable. Argentina carried that momentum into 2022. They defeated European champions Italy 3-0 inches, the Finalissima, adding another trophy under Scaloni. Then came the World Cup in Qatar. The tournament began with a shocking loss to Saudi Arabia, and many critics quickly started doubting Argentina again. Inside the squad, though, nobody lost confidence. Scaloni trusted his system, made important tactical adjustments, and the players responded. Argentina beat Mexico and Poland to reach the knockout stage, then eliminated Australia, the Netherlands, and Croatia, producing a commanding 3-0 victory in the semifinal to book another place in the World Cup final. After the opening defeat, Scaloni made two key changes that transformed Argentina's tournament. He brought Enzo Fernandez into the starting lineup and moved Alexis Mac Allister into the left midfield role. Those adjustments gave the 4-4-2 system a completely different balance. Enzo and Rodrigo de Paul formed an outstanding partnership. De Paul covered huge areas of the pitch, pressed relentlessly, and won back possession, while Enzo controlled the tempo from deeper positions and could still step forward to create chances or score when needed. It's no surprise Enzo finished the tournament with the Young Player Award. Further forward, Julian Alvarez proved to be the perfect striker alongside Messi. His non-stop work rate, intelligent movement, and calm finishing gave Argentina exactly what they needed in attack. Then came the final against France, a match that felt almost impossible to believe.
Mbappe! Oh, wow! He is an awesome force of nature!
Many people still consider it one of the greatest football matches ever played. Argentina's second goal, finished by Di Maria after a brilliant team move, remains one of the finest goals from any World Cup final. For long stretches, Argentina looked in complete control and seemed ready to win comfortably. Then the match suddenly changed, with France mounting an incredible comeback. There were moments when it genuinely felt like Mbappe could take over the game on his own, making the ending even more dramatic. If France had completed the comeback, the conversation around Messi and Argentina would have been very different. Scaloni achieved something no Argentina manager had done since 1986 by leading the country to a World Cup title. He brought a moment of celebration that fans had waited decades to experience. Then Argentina added another major trophy by winning the 2024 Copa America. That tournament felt especially important because it offered a preview of what the team's future could look like. Scaloni has built a system that isn't dependent on just one player. Even with Messi approaching the later stages of his career, Argentina have shown they can continue performing at the highest level. During the 2024 Copa America, Messi still made important contributions, but he wasn't producing at the extraordinary level he reached in Qatar. Age was becoming more noticeable, and he even had to leave the final because of an ankle injury. What stood out was how the rest of the squad stepped up. Lautaro Martinez came off the bench and scored the winning goal in extra time, giving Argentina another major title. It showed that every player understood their role and could make the difference when needed. The same depth was on display in the World Cup qualifiers against Brazil. Even without Messi, Argentina produced an outstanding performance and won 4-1. Goals came from Mac Allister, Enzo Fernandez, Julian Alvarez, and Giuliano Simeone. That's what makes this team so dangerous now. They can create chances from all over the pitch, and without Messi, they often press even more aggressively as a complete unit. Messi has never been the type to press non-stop for 90 minutes. Instead, he chooses the right moments, allowing the rest of the team to handle much of the defensive work. That balance has made Argentina far more flexible. They can control possession for long stretches, but they can also attack quickly whenever space opens up. With forwards like Julian Alvarez and Lautaro Martinez making constant runs, they're always a threat behind the defense. Their mentality is just as important as their talent. They compete for every loose ball, fight through every challenge, and rarely stop working until the final whistle. That's what separates this Argentina side. They combine technical quality with the willingness to do the difficult work that wins major tournaments. In goal, Emiliano Dibu Martinez gives the team enormous confidence. He's known for staying calm under pressure, especially in penalty shootouts, and his self-belief spreads throughout the squad. Whether it's making a crucial save or handling tense moments, he's become one of Argentina's biggest strengths. The improvement is especially clear compared to previous years. At the 2018 World Cup, Argentina struggled for consistency in goal, but now they have one of the tournament's most dependable goalkeepers. In front of him, Christian Romero brings aggression, speed, and composure on the ball, while Lisandro Martinez adds toughness and sharp defending despite not being the tallest center back. Together, they form one of the strongest defensive partnerships in international football and make life extremely difficult for opposing attackers. Argentina's fullbacks deserve plenty of credit too. Nicolas Tagliafico constantly makes smart overlapping runs down the left, reads the game well, and brings experience to the back line. On the opposite side, Nahuel Molina adds energy, attacks with confidence, and isn't afraid to challenge opponents in one-on-one situations. The midfield is where this team really comes to life. Rodrigo de Paul does far more than many people give him credit for. Anyone who describes him as only Messi's bodyguard is missing a huge part of his game. For Argentina, he's everywhere. He presses relentlessly, wins the ball back, links the play, and helps create attacks. His commitment to the national team is obvious every time he steps onto the pitch, and even opposing fans usually recognize how important he is. Alexis Mac Allister brings another level of creativity. During the World Cup, there were moments when his movement and positioning almost resembled Messi from the television angle. He has the vision to unlock defenses, can arrive late to score important goals, and still works hard defensively when the team needs him. Then there's Enzo Fernandez, one of the most complete midfielders in the squad. He covers huge distances, dictates the tempo, creates chances from deep, and contributes on both sides of the ball. His all-around game fits perfectly in Scaloni's system. Up front, Lautaro Martinez has grown into a far more reliable striker. Earlier in his career, he sometimes struggled in the biggest moments, but his performances at the 2024 Copa America, where he finished as the tournament's top scorer, showed how much he has developed. Alongside him is Julian Alvarez, the Spider. His non-stop movement, relentless pressing, and intelligent positioning constantly create problems for defenders. He can score, create chances for teammates, and play either as a central striker or in a wider role, making him one of the most versatile forwards in world football. You may have noticed that Messi hasn't been the focus here. That's intentional. This Argentina team is entering a new chapter, and the players around him deserve recognition for building one of the strongest and most complete squads in international football. They're simply that good. And the second reason is that I already made a full 50-minute documentary covering Messi's greatest performances, from his battles with Kylian Mbappe to the many unforgettable clashes with Cristiano Ronaldo. If you haven't seen it yet, check out the video on your screen now, and if you enjoyed this one, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Matchio. Peace.